G'day crafters and doll collectors, and welcome to Koala Dolls. I'm Tessa, and today we are going to be making a cute little, very quick, very easy no-sew doll hoodie. First thing you will need is a teddy bear and then some sort of cutting instruments. Now the teddy bear should be around the same size or a little bit larger as the doll that you want to wear the hoodie. And we are going to cut it up. So if you're a bit squeamish about watching teddy bear injuries happen, then maybe click off this video now. But anyway, I got this teddy for $1 from the op shop or the thrift store. It's in pretty clean and new condition. You don't really want one that's too old and worn. You want one that's nice. But the good thing about this craft is you can use a really cheap teddy, or you can go to the shops and buy a brand new one if you want. So the first thing I'm doing here is I am just removing his legs from his body there. I started trying to use the seam ripper or the quick unpick something, but it was taking too long. So I got my fabric scissors and I'm just cutting along the seam around the bottom here to remove the teddy's legs. Obviously, this step depends a little bit on the construction of the bear that you have on hand. But basically, you want to remove the legs. Once you have removed the legs, you will have a bear with no legs. You can keep the legs aside and use them for another craft later if you wish. You also will need to remove the stuffing. If you stop at this point, then you will find yourself with a hand puppet, as demonstrated here. Hello! Don't get too attached to this teddy bear because he will no longer resemble a teddy after some time. I do like hand puppets though, they're quite cute. Anyway, so I've turned the bear inside out to remove the rest of the stuffing from the arms and the head. I'm not worrying too much about removing all of the fluff from his actual face, and you'll see why shortly. However, it is important to make sure it's all out of the arms and the main part of the body. And then I will put it the right way around again in a second. There we go. So now we have a rather deflated teddy bear skin. Now I thought this bow was quite cute, so I just quickly cut the stitches that was holding it on and put it to the side because I do want to add it back as part of the design of my hoodie later on. Now there are multiple ways you can go about this. You may wish to turn it into a zip-up jacket, in which case at this point you would cut up the front of the middle of the teddy. You may wish to turn it just into a sweater or jumper with no hood, in which case you would just chop the teddy bear's head off and go from there. In this case, I want to make an oversized Hoodie type hoodie because, you know, even dolls deserve cozy comforts every now and then. So I've just trimmed up some excess little pieces that were hanging off, and now I'm just cutting the ends of the arms off, the little hand paw parts, I suppose. These arms will now be the sleeves of our teddy jumper. You should be able to fit your fingers through because obviously you want to be able to fit the doll's arms and hands through there. Now to make the hood part, we are going to fast forward through this part, but it involves cutting the face of the bear off. Yes, you heard that correctly. I always feel so bad doing this part of the process, but, you know, it needs to be done. Now, while we're watching past me cut the face of this bear, I do want to say I actually got this idea from a post in a Facebook group that I'm in. I saw someone else make a jacket like this out of an old teddy, and I thought, you know what, this is such a cute idea, I need to give it a go. And the fact that I was able to change the concept of it slightly to make it into a no-sew project was just super fun, and I thought, hey, this is an easy craft that doll customizers and collectors of YouTube would be able to do. So here it is. There we go. So I have my basic shape of my teddy bear hoodie. Now this is one that I made before off camera, and I've popped it onto Poppy here. And you can see in this one I added a zip, which you can do through the middle there if you so desire. It might have a seam there that you can unpick, or you would just cut through there. I decided, like I said before, for this pink one to be just a normal hoodie type hoodie. Once again, just trimming off the excess parts. Now what we need to be able to do is somehow hem the jumper, the hoodie, the sweater, the jacket, whatever you would like to call this type of clothing, depending on where you're from and the style that you are making. You may choose to use hot glue. If you want something a little bit more sturdy and robust that can be washed, then I would go for craft glue or fabric glue. If you are feeling particularly skilled, you may also wish to use a needle and thread and you can sew it. However, I don't like sewing. I do it when I have to, but why sew when you can glue? That's my motto. Not really. I just said that for the first time then. But I am gluing it this time for our quick no-sew doll hoodie. I'm turning the item of clothing inside out. Once again, doing a little bit more trimming. I just keep trimming as I go and notice more and more loose threads. I will fast forward over this next part, but I'm basically going to be adding glue along the edges and then folding it over to make a simple hem. Do not forget the cuffs of the sleeves. This part I found quite tricky with the glue because it was so fiddly and I kept getting glue stuck on my fingers, and then the fluff from the teddy bear was sticking to the glue and it was a whole mess, but I got it in the end. Obviously you want to do this on both cuffs of both sleeves so that they are not going to unravel. Once you have done that, you should be able to still make sure you can fit your finger through there. Make sure you haven't accidentally glued the sleeves shut, because that is not what you want in a jacket. The next step is to also hem the hood if you have opted to leave a hood on your own version of this piece of clothing. You can see my bottle of glue is a little bit empty, it's running out. So I was struggling to really get the flow of glue going. And once again, the fluff was sticking to the bottle, to my fingers, everything, but I got there in the end. Now you do need to be careful not to fold it all the way back too much, because it would kind of ruin the shape of and the effect of the hood, I suppose. So yeah, just put some glue, fold it back to stop it from unraveling and becoming a big mess. Basically just giving it a nice clean, neat, finished looking edge. You can choose to sew these hems, as I said before. You could also choose to put some ribbon or other decorations around the edge to make it more interesting. You could put drawstrings on the hood. Really, it's all up to you. Now I'm turning the hoodie, jumper, jacket, sweater inside out, or right side out again, I should say, the right way. And just checking to make sure that all of the hems and seams have dried. making sure I can still fit my fingers through those jacket sleeves, tidying up some loose threads and loose bits of fabric. What I really love about this is that it is so easy and also very customizable. For example, here I opted to leave the tail and ears on to make it a little cute teddy bear look, but you could always remove those as well to make it more of a traditional jumper look. Now I'm using my glue to add that bow back on just over the ear of the bear, just to add a cute little touch. Oh, too cute. What a sweet little hoodie. I am in love with it. I love how it turned out. Now, if you're making one for a bigger doll, such as a 17, 18-inch doll or an American Girl doll or something like that, you can obviously use a bigger teddy bear. Basically, it all depends on what you want, the type of jumper you want, how big the doll is. Bears like this are quite easy to find for $1 or $2 from the thrift store, as long as you find one that's in pretty good condition. And you can use the accessories like the bows on the bears to decorate the final piece as well. Now it's time to try this jumper on a doll. Here I have Mickey Lee, one of my customs that I made in a previous video. I'll link that in the description below. I chose her because she has the rainbow high head, and I find that because of the proportions of the teddy bear, the rainbow high girls really suit the large hood of the teddy. But obviously you can do this with a Barbie doll, any other doll, depending on the proportions of your bear and the proportions of your doll. And finally, here I am trying to fit all her beautiful curls and space buns into the hood. They don't quite fit. If her hair was a bit flatter and smoother, I'm sure it would have fit a bit better. But no matter, it is still such an adorable look on her. I just love it. It's so cute and cuddly and soft and pink. Let's bring Poppy back to have a look at the comparison between the two. I do like the zipper on Poppy's one. I just pulled that from an old pencil case and glued it on to the wrong side of the fabric so that you can't see too much of the zipper pull. The zipper binding, I guess. And now you are finished your very own quick, easy, no-sew hoodie, sweater, jumper, jacket craft for dolls. Please leave a comment down below if you have tried this craft yourself. Oh, I thought that was going to be my jacket.